Welcome to Manna at the Tap, a podcast from Tapestry Ministries. Each episode reflects on the daily Bible reading from the Revised Common Lectionary. I'm Gloria, a fellow traveler on a spiritual journey with the Tapestry community, and we call the daily Bible reading our spiritual manna. It nourishes our souls, fostering spiritual growth as we share insights and interpretations that enrich our spiritual lives. Today is Friday, June 20th, 2025, the first week after Pentecost in the season of ordinary time. This is the season to live an extraordinary disciplined life as you experience spiritual growth. The lectionary reading is from the Old Testament book of Job, considered the oldest book in the Bible. And the book's author is unknown, and some have suggested that it was Job himself. He was a wealthy landowner and the father of 10 children. Without warning, Job lost everything he owned, including the death of his 10 children. The book of Job is the story of how Job and others responded to what happened to him. Three of his friends came to comfort him in his suffering when they heard what had happened. They could hardly recognize him when they saw him, and they sat with him in silence for 7 days and 7 nights, their robes torn and dust sprinkled on their heads, because they saw how great his suffering was. Beginning in Job chapter 4, Eliphaz, the first of Job's three wise friends who came to comfort and help him, spoke after their time of silent lament. He accused Job of being impatient and told him his suffering resulted from sin in his life, and all Job needed to do was repent, seek God, and not try to be too clever about it. He should accept his suffering as God's discipline and trust that God would deliver him and give him peace. In his final statement to Job, he asserted that the wisdom he shared was solid truth that he had researched for himself and with his wise friends. Job needed to listen to it and know it was for his good. The lectionary reading is Job chapter 6, verses 14 to 30, which describes Job's response to his friend Eliphaz, who scolded him for becoming agitated about his troubles. Job defended himself, wanting his friends to understand that his pain was much worse than theirs. He rebuked them for not offering him comfort. He said, a true friend has the obligation to show kindness. His three friends failed to do this, and instead, they concluded that only good things happen to good people and bad things to bad people. Such a simplistic teaching offered no hope for the suffering person. Job challenged Eliphaz to teach and speak life-giving words to those who were suffering. Instead of comforting Job, he had accused Job of suffering because of hidden sin in his life. But Eliphaz had no proof. Job told him his words were flavorless, rotten, loathsome, like loathsome food. Honest words, he said, never hurt anyone. Honest words never hurt anyone.